What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and we're going to be taking a look at the news and the latest from Binance, the burns going on Terra Luna Classic, and we'll take a look at the price and my thoughts on what's coming up very shortly. So if you are holding Terra Luna Classic and you are looking forward to what's about to come, don't forget to hit the like on this video. Also subscribe to the channel, and let's dive straight into it. So I wanted to just showcase this tweet straight off the bat. CZ, the CEO of Binance, remember this came out quite a few months ago. Their blockchain need to implement the burn first. So I think it's safe to say, CZ, if you're watching this, your move. And I think, you know, we've still currently got withdrawals suspended on Binance. The system still isn't up and running fully on Binance. We'll talk a little bit about that as we kind of get into this video, but certainly for me is an interesting one. We also know the Binance ANMA has been pushed back to the 6th of October. Now, there was rumors that we were going to get it pushed back, and for me, I was hoping we would get it a couple of days after the burn implementation, so it would form part of that. I think it's a pretty smart move in the sense that Binance want to see what happens. Now, we can say the burn amount has significantly increased in just 24 hours, you know, and we'll take a look at exactly where that is now. But for me, they've pushed it back. I think they're working through some things. I think the fact that deposits and withdrawals are still not fully functional for Luna Classic on Binance is certainly an interesting concept, and it's going to be dead interesting. I mean, the 6th, looking at the calendar now, is literally 2 weeks today that we'll be seeing that AMA. So, you know, we'll see kind of if anything comes out over the course of the next couple of weeks, but certainly going to be interesting. Well, taking a look at the price, we are currently sitting at the 27.52, just down 3%. Now, the whole market has seen a recovery today. Terra Luna Classic, not so much. We did book the trend yesterday, however, but we are still in this kind of 2.7 range, 2.78, 2.75, and our trend is consolidating sideways. RSI is trending in the middle. We are seeing a little bit of money flow coming out, so, you know, we could do with seeing a bit of a move. On the other hand, XRP, if you are into that, is going absolutely nuts. Don't forget to tune in 9 p.m. tonight on GMT, so we can check out all that on my live stream. That's 4 p.m. Eastern if anyone's unsure. But the price currently, like I said, 27,508. Volume is down a little bit, 365 billion versus our 1.1 trillion that we have been at, but our burn amount is significantly up. So you can see here we're at 313 million Luna Classic burnt so far today. Now, yes, we have a few more hours on what we did yesterday, but still the volume is starting to pick up. We can see whether we've had big transactions over the course of a set period of time. We can see here, look, where we see significant amounts of burns coming through, and we can see before where people were selling off. This is the really interesting one, though. We are seeing it pretty aggressively. We can see on the hour for the day, again, 11 o'clock this morning, 12 o'clock, as the price came down, we saw some significant sells, and that's going to be the really big thing. Remember, deposits and withdrawals. Now, we know there's been some noise around KuCoin, Gate.io. They're all just doing these off-chain burns as opposed to on-chain, which is what we want to see. Again, for me, I think they're just waiting and seeing what happens. They're testing the water. They want to see realistically what it does. But when we're starting to talk in a day of 313 million in terms of burns for the community, that's a great thing. The question for the centralized exchanges, though, is what does that look like in terms of volume? Now, Classy Crypto, shout out to Classy. He is just all over this right now. Did give us an update in terms of what applications are currently on the Terra Classic network. You can see them all here. Again, you can come over onto the Terra.money ecosystem. I'll leave a link to this in the description so you can check it out. Then it just shows all the projects that are listed currently on the Terra ecosystem, particularly around Terra Luna Classic, and there is a ton, and there is more and more currently being built on the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem. Just to give you a bit of a summary, again, shout out to Classic Crypto for this. Just a ton of NFTs, liquid staking, risk management, some wallets, analytics, and this list will grow. And this, again, for anyone who's looking at this first time, shows the potential and equally shows the confidence in some of these projects to be listed on Terra Luna Classic. Now, we also know that we have significant validators both already in place and coming up as well. We know 26th of October we get the community validators come online, but right now we've got KuCoin running a validator node, and I talked about this in a video earlier on. Again, I'll leave a link to that in the description, where it's a really smart play from KuCoin. They're now supporting the ecosystem. They've just increased their commission to 10%. The big question is why? Why have they increased that commission to 10%? Is that going to offset the 1.2% burn tax so they can do something that supports on-chain burns as well as off-chain burns, and using that validator node? Because ultimately, as long as it's burning Terra Luna Classic and the ecosystem is contained, then the assets will go up, the supply goes down and everybody is almost at a win-win. So it's going to be an interesting one. Again, do we then see maybe Binance, Mexi, Gate.io, who knows, starting to run on these validator nodes to support the 1.2% burn tax? I think right now we do have a stable blockchain. We have both staking and burn tax implemented. The code's absolutely perfect and it is working, and we are seeing significant volume now. Once we get into a week, I do feel like we're going to be at that precious 1 billion Luna Classic tokens every single day, and that's going to keep us on track for that ambition to get back to $1. It's going to give us significant burns every single day, every single week, and we will start to see that supply come down. The hindrance, and I can't believe I would say this, is as the price goes up, we will burn less. People need to be aware of that. So the more the price, the less we burn. But ultimately then, as investors, we gain confidence. People will want to come into the project. It'll bring more money into it. So it should net work itself out. But we do need to be mindful of that. Wherever we are at a price like this, the 2.7s, bear this in mind, we are burning more. If we were at, the 5s, we'd be burning less. So really interesting. Lots of decentralized applications coming on board. Hopefully lots to burn. Lots of validator nodes coming soon. Equally, October the 26th, we'll get the community validator nodes on. So it's all pretty exciting currently for Terra Luna Classic. Price is staying pretty stable. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. And we're going to stay really close to the Binance news and see what comes of that. But 6th of October, they'll be live on an AMA. We'll be covering it on this channel. So if that's something you like and you want to stay up to date with all the latest with Terra Luna Classic, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button so everybody can hear about the news that's going on with the Terra Luna Classic. We need to bring more people into this amazing project because this is an opportunity like we've not seen before. And I'll see you guys 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. GMT in a couple of hours here on YouTube. See you soon.